Bonjour. Welcome to another weekly hogVIEW, all the latest. Let's get cracking. Venom, part 1, issue 11, part 1 of a new story. I was really impressed with that. Don't be put off by the film. The second one, that is. I thought the first one was pretty decent. The second one, Earthdivers, really nice, from IDW. That's the first issue of that. E-Ratic issue 2. This continues to be a good old romp. Now this one, if you've seen it about, it will make sense why this is the last issue. But just let me waffle on about it and show you it, and obviously graphic novel time if you want, but just, you know, see what you think when I kind of go through it. As always, I know I've reviewed this one before, something a bit different in this one this week, so I just thought it'd be interesting to carry on going through that. And again, I know I keep banging on, but sometimes these Daredevil, this continuing, issue 4, again, consistently good, so it's worth getting. And then they're kind of like my main half dozen, and then we'll just have a quick go through the 80s Batman and Robin, which is worth a look, which I've done before because I didn't want to do too much repetitive. And then we'll have a quick look at Romita Jr. We can't pass up the chance to have a look at a bit of Romita Jr., can we? Back on the Amazing Spider-Man. And join me, that is it, join me after the scroll and we'll get into it. Right, okay guys, let's get into it. Venom, issue 11 of this run, Ram V writing it, and Brian Hitch on art duties. Now I remember him from, I mean, his style was so recognisable even without Paul Neary's inks, from the Ultimates. On this one he's got Andrew Curry inking him and Alex Sinclair on colours. Alex Sinclair is quite prolific. I think you'll recognise his name. And I found this really interesting, this part 1. It's a really interesting take on the story. I haven't been a big Venom fan, to be perfectly honest, but they're making full use of, without giving too much away, like I'll never try to do. They're making full use of the fact of the symbiosis, and it's his son is involved in the story, Eddie Brock's son, and I really did enjoy the use of, you know, this is classic Brian Hitch stuff. Loved it. You know, quite a subdued, I know this isn't very subdued, double splash page, but quite a subdued setup to the coming storyline. And obviously the previous, looks like the previous 10 issues to this have been, you know, quite a build up. We're introducing characters that obviously I don't know. This reminded me of Tony Stark in the Ultimates. But anyway, it's not Tony Stark. It's just Brian Hitch's artwork. It's got some fantastic art in this. Didn't think it would be well suited to Venom, to be fair, Brian Hitch's artwork, but it really it does suit this story. It's maybe it's given it enough of a different take on Venom for me to have picked it up. I think that's what I'm trying to get at, because normally, like I say, I would never be bothering with, and here we go, we're at it. But it isn't just that kind of typical same old Venom. But no, so for my first recommendation, this I think is my pick of the week as an all-rounder. Earthdivers, Stephen Graham Jones writing it, David Gianfelice, who's done a couple of bits and pieces. He did Flash a while ago, and Vikings, I think that was for IDW as well. A story starts in the future, but the setup of this story is that someone's got to go back and kill Christopher Columbus. That is the setup for this story. And I just like, this is the first time I've clapped eyes on the guy's art style, and you know what I'm like for the art. And that's what drew me to the book. Really did enjoy this he's obviously, I say obviously, he might, you know, David Gianfelice Italian, or I don't know, but I like this kind of traditional European art style to it. And it really suited the story. And he goes back in time, and it's his adventures, but it's really cracking, really did crack along the story. And they didn't overuse the to-ing and fro-ing from the future to the past. It was relevant. It did add to, and quite a punchy story as well. But it did add to what was going on. You know, it wasn't jarring. It wasn't overused. It was used enough, competently enough, in the story, and I just really enjoyed this art style. Very fresh, but crisp, fluid, and really suits the story. Really suits the story, because most of it is obviously set in the past. So I don't know how much this is all going to come relevant to a kind of time travel story. There's old Christopher Columbus turns up. Like I say, this is just the setup to the story, so I can't. Nice cover for issue 2, to be fair. And yeah, that's kind of like my pick of the week, to be fair. That one, it was a good combination of art style, and just quickly, I like the fact that they used the back of the comic. Now, I do think that some of these publishers could do themselves a favour and use the back covers to give a little bit of a story breakdown or small synopsis. Particularly, I think it's particularly Image that I think of wasting an opportunity by just having their back covers with nothing on it. Anyway, that's just a little aside. Right, third one up, Erratic Recharged, the second mini-series. If you've watched one of my reviews before, this is issue 2. I've done issue 1 before. I just thought it was a great eye-catching cover for a start. So I won't dwell too much on this, but there is something really... there's something that just reminds me of... It's such a modern take on a tired old, kind of like, it's more high school stuff. You know, the character behind the scenes, but it's just done really well. You know, leading on from the first issue, this is the woman from the other world, whatever it is, the other dimension, and it's all the hijinks at the high school. But I just think this character-driven stuff, him and all these characters at school that we met in and the teachers we met in the first series, and it really is. Well, I know maybe I might not be selling it enough, but it really is a funny, a light-hearted, well-drawn, just a well. The characters are really just great. You boo the ones you should, and in this issue, his estranged dad turns back up to ruin everyone's life. Then we get a little bit of the highest, you know, what's at stake, and the powers, etc. Anyway, I still do recommend it. I'm only throwing it in because you know, this really is an off-piece one, to be fair. If you're expecting, well, you know, with all this independent stuff, I'm trying to kind of present a varied bag, and this is a varied bag, but it's really, I'm trying to find the proper word, really. Not quaint. That would be the wrong traditional. Yeah, really, I should think of these words before I do my review, my review, shouldn't I? Right, now this is a weird one. Please bear with me with this. So, issue 30, and I thought, come on, Hog, have a look. You know, you got a review to do. The cover's looking nice, you know, just nice, fresh, clean artwork, striking cover. What's going on? Had a quick flick through it, and again, art by Dan Moore, Kieran Gillen. I mean, these are names that, you know, have been out and about for a while. Tamara Bonvillain. I was dying to say that, Bonvillain. But I find out, to my dismay, that this is the last issue in the story. So I will quickly flick through it, but I just wanted to show what I'm saying is I read this, and as I was reading it, I was thinking, oh wow, this is coming. This is the end game, but was really impressed by the story, and more than impressed by the artwork and quite a subdued. You know, it's not all about, you know, some big explosion at the end, and the artwork reminded me of Colin Wilson. Done some early Dread stuff and a lot more European illustration than that. I know that's a little bit of I don't know why it just come to my mind actually. But this stuff reminds me properly, yeah, definitely Colin Wilson. And there's nothing wrong with that. All good stuff, nice. You know, just don't know if that's just copied and blown up. Maybe to save time. No, it isn't. I don't think. But anyway, it looks good. Again, the colourists, as you know, Tamara Bonvillain is obviously well on form with the colouring in this. Look, it's beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. So I'm kind of throwing this in as a recommendation for the graphic novel collection, or start finding the issues. You know what I'm like. I'm a crusty old hog, so I'll start finding the other 29 issues of this because I think it's really worth it. Just impressed by, but I know the ending now, don't I? So I've spoiled it for myself. So I'll have a quick. I'll just maybe leave it here on this bit. Well, I don't think I'll give too much away, but as an ending in the last book, I don't really want to spoil it for anyone. But I do recommend, if you can find these, I haven't checked if they're, I'm assuming there'll be a graphic novel. I mean, if it's 30 issues in, I mean, they're nearly 3 years in, probably been doing this for 3 or 4 years. I mean, with the pandemic, might be even longer. So, and it's based on the Arthurian legends. Or the legend of Arthur, should I say? There's not legends, is there? Or I suppose the assorted legends. So you've got, you know, they're using Merlin. They've updated Merlin, and they're updating, you know, Guinevere and Sir Galahad and all that. So, you know, that's basically the gist of it. And this is how it all ends. But obviously, it's not the characters we've come to know and love, because I've picked up the last issue. so I'll leave it there. But like I say, this would be well worth picking up in graphic novel format or in individual comics, because the artwork's really, really nice. And the story, the characters and how they've branded it up in this issue, and they're and they've left the loose end as well. So by the time we've all caught up with it, they'll probably be giving us another volume of it, hopefully, because it's well worth it. Now, I know this is another. There's quite a few regular staples in this week's bag. To be fair, there's not much new. So Starhenge, Liam Sharp is really going to town. This is issue 4, and he is really going to town, like I've showed in previous weeks. This is the usual stuff we're getting from him, which is stunning, and then we get this which is obviously just his it's wonderful stuff, but it's his pen and ink, and this coloured, he's done it like a 4-colour kind of old this Raps Mahale, I don't know who that is, to be fair. Look at this. This is beautiful. Now, I know he did a run on Man, and this is what I wanted to show you. Rather than, I've recommended it before, I'm still recommending it at issue 4. He is throwing everything at this book, Liam Sharp. Honestly, he's really going to town with this. And look how beautiful. He did a run on Man Thing, didn't he? And this reminded me of that. And the John Totalban run on, who was inking him? It was John Totalban and Steve Bissett, when they did the Alan Moore run on Swamp Thing many years ago. That's available in graphic novels and as well. Alan Moore, John Totalban and Steve Bissett. But it reminded me, look at the detail on this. It's lovely. Lovely stuff. We're not getting this detail. The painted art is stunning, don't get me wrong. But you can't beat, for me, a bit of pen and ink. And I know he's using this kind of almost like a duotone kind of thing here to give it a 4-colour feel. This reminds me of like some Frank Frazetta stuff going on there. Loads of stuff going on. This is marvellous. Marvellous stuff. Right up my street, this kind of artwork. And then blowing back into the full colour stuff, the trippy where we've been, you know, not where we've been before in a horrible way, but you know, back at it. Look at this. Lovely. Really nice. Just one small thing we'll get to in a minute. And it's I'm not, when it's needed, lovely, different panels, but doing it, sometimes this can be overused. And I've noticed a few artists are overusing it. I think it was the artist on on Absolution, whatever artist was on that. And I like it, don't get me wrong, but just one little word of warning, if they were listening and watching, which I hope they are because I love their work, is just don't overuse it. You know, fine, panels are fine, but when they seem to be overusing, splitting one image up and overusing, see, this is fine, nothing wrong with that in my opinion. But if that was just one image and they just cut it into 4 segments for no reason, then but like I say, I'm full of praise for it. Look, I don't know if that's coming through in the, you know, because it's very dark, like almost like, I don't know what he's doing it with, oils possibly, but he's having a ball with this. He really is. And as a fan of his artwork and of comics, I'm having a ball with him. But yeah, reminded me of the Hulk run he done as well, Liam Sharp. But I just wanted to show that for the artwork. And the same with this Daredevil this week. Now, like I said with the Venom comic, in my little intro about, you know, forget Venom 2, read the comic because it's a decent story in art, and I do maintain that. Now, I also picked up the latest Punisher run, and if you watched my review, you'll know that I was quite annoyed that I'd stayed off the Punisher because people had said, oh, they've changed his design and all the rest of it. And no, it's a good storyline. Now, it looks like he's coming into the Daredevil, which is fine by me, Elektra. Now, the other Moan, Stick, he's back as well. So, you know, all the Rat Pack's back in town. It was great to see Doc Samson turn up. Doc Sasquatch, they call him now, look. But I was good. I forget the last time I've seen him turn up in a comic. But anyway, so this is a recommendation from before. So nothing new here if you've watched my videos before. But what these naysayers were trying to say is that Elektra, all they want is a lady Daredevil. No, they was moaning. No, just don't listen to none of that and get this stuff. Whether it's Dark Reign, which preceded these issues, and it came after, you know, the other run. Chip Zdarsky, I really do rate anything he writes. This is a cracking story, all leading, you know, it seems to be leading to all, you know, we just get this good stuff. It's all good stuff he's doing. Like I say, I don't really want to linger on it too much because I have you know, recommended it before. So, but just to give you that flavour of what's going on. Well worth it. Well worth it. That's a nice one. Now, and then just quickly, two that I didn't, but we'll have a quick roll through because I didn't want to make it too heavy on stuff that I've done before, but just to give you a little run through the usual Batman and Robin. Again, enjoyed issue 1 of this. Mark Waid back doing what he does best, and just thought I'd give a quick flick through. You know, you can tell Mark Waid, you know, doesn't need no introduction. This is all good classic stuff. It's all good classic stuff. It does not fail to disappoint, in my opinion. None of this. Just a good version of Batman. How they're using Alfred. Just really enjoying it. And the magical slant and the magical look. I like it. I won't show no more. Well, I'll just have a quick flick through. Love the use of colour in this. Loving the use of colour in this. So, just giving you a feel for Batman and Robin as well. But like I say, I didn't want to keep repeating myself with my recommendations. I didn't just want to keep feel as if I was recommending the same half a dozen comics every week, to be fair. So I will leave it at just a flick through on that one. And the other flick through is that I couldn't not resist is obviously Zeb Wells' run on the Amazing Spider. This is issue 11, but this is back to the next arc. So you know what you know what to expect with John Romita Jr. Just a class act as far as storytelling goes. And Black Cat's back. Come on. So again, classic stuff. This is what we want. Well, I do anyway. And yeah, this is unusual for Romita Jr. actually. This stuff, this darker stuff. You know, this is the more usual. And obviously, without Romita Jr.'s artwork, this could be quite a not boring, but you know what I mean. It could be just quite a clunky kind of setup, and then it's gone. But I just thought we'd have a quick flick through, not a detailed one, because like I say, I've done it before. And that is my 6 recommendations. There was 8 there this week, so I know I flicked through the last 2 like quite quickly. But I will leave it there and just show you maybe the covers again while I just rabbit. If you like the video, please press the like button and subscribe if you want to see more of my waffling. I do 6 a week. And hit the notification bell as well, please. It really does help me. And comment. I keep saying commenting. I don't know how many shy people seem to be getting the views, but not the comments. Tell me if you've picked any of these up, or you've used my recommendation, or you've used my recommendation and didn't like it. Let's talk about it. Let's have a chat, and I'll leave it there and bid everyone adios.